So, welcome to my Arsenal preview for the Burnley away game, which is tomorrow afternoon. Last day of the Premier League season, and I am so happy it is over. I have had just about enough of this season. Gone through every single emotion you can imagine, ups, downs, highs, lows. The highs have beaten Tottenham, Chelsea, United. The lows have been losing to Barté, to other dodgy teams, Palace, etc., etc. So yeah, Rennes as well you could throw into that. We obviously do have a Europa League final to look forward to. And if you want to check out my press conference reaction, that was my last video. That was dropped earlier on this afternoon. You can also check out my daily transfer update, which was dropped early this morning. And I'll be doing another one of them for tomorrow morning, followed by a starting 11 reaction, a review and some player ratings. So stick a massive thumbs up if you're liking the content. Subscribe if you're new as well. Big up all 12,000 and more that have subscribed to this channel so far. Really, really appreciate the love on the channel so far. Somebody on my last video, the press conference reaction, sorry, I've totally forgotten your name, my friend. But he actually told me, and put me right actually, because I said that Arsenal and Chelsea have got a couple of weeks off after this weekend. Chelsea have Leicester, as we know, and Arsenal have got Burnley. He put me right. I did not know this, and I have no idea why Chelsea Football Club have arranged this game. Chelsea are playing in America next week. What is that all about? They're playing a game of football in America on the 16th of May, 13 days before the Europa League final. I have no idea what that's all about. Obviously, marketing, I'd assume. But what is that all about? Genuinely, I do not get it. You know, now they've got to the final, I suppose, you know, they've already contractually agreed to play that game. I can't see them pulling out, but you would have waited until the end of the season, surely. But yeah, let's get into the preview for the Burnley game. For Arsenal, it's a dead rubber. It's a nothing game. It is just a game that's meaningless. You know, unless Tottenham lose 3 or 4-0 and we win 4 or 5-0, we ain't getting fourth. So we're not going to overturn that. They're not probably going to lose 3 or 4-0, although they're obviously concentrating on Champions League final now. But I can't see it happening. Genuinely, it's like a 1 in a million. So what's the point in playing all the big boys? Unai Emery said in his press conference he's going to rotate. He's going to assess some of the players that are just physically not up to playing this game after putting so much in the other day. The likes of Aubameyang I wouldn't expect to see start this game. And rightly so as well. Some of them players worked their absolute socks off in that game, and they grafted and fought for each other. And you know, maybe if they'd done that in the last 6 league games, we would have finished third, maybe fourth, who knows? But we can't, we're not going to get there now. So we have to solely concentrate on resting up some of our better players, playing some of the kids. It's a great opportunity for some of the kids in our youth team. We've got a fantastic youth team set up. They haven't played anywhere near enough games for the first team, in my opinion. And we've got a lot of kids out on loan as well. Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson, etc. So it's looking good. The future's looking bright. We've got some good young talent. Go out in the transfer market. The transfer window opens, ironically, the same day Chelsea are playing in America. Their transfer banned. They can't buy anybody. So we've got to go out there, get our work done, go and buy some good players, get rid of some of the dross, throw a few of the kids in, and go forward again next season. But, you know, I was listening to Sean Dyche's press conference as well. And for them, it is actually quite a big game. You know, at the end of the day, it's their last home game of the season. Obviously, the last game of the season. They're in front of their fans. They've stayed up again. And what he has done for that football club, Sean Dyche, is nothing short of a miracle. I mean, they're not the biggest club in the world, far from it. But to keep them in the Premier League when they look doomed at one stage this season, unbelievable job. That guy is so underrated. They've got some good players as well. You know, their centre-backs are decent. Tarkowski, Ashley Barnes is a decent player. No, they've got some very good players. And they all work as a unit. They're very physical. They defend properly. They'll get in your face. They love set pieces and free kicks and corners. And we've got to make sure we defend properly. But for a team like Arsenal, finishing one place higher is massive. Yeah, great. We get in the Champions League. Finishing one place lower, from 5th to 6th, if United overtake us, is maybe what, £1.5–2 million difference. that pays Steve Bold's wages, who shouldn't be at the club, by the way. But £1.5–2 million difference for Burnley is a big difference. That pays 2 or 3 players. So, you know, for us, it's meaningless. It's a dead game for us. But to Burnley, it's not a dead game. This is a couple of £1 million riding on this game. You know, if they can finish a little bit higher up the table, they get a few million quid more. That could be the difference in them going and buying a very good player in the summer or a half good player in the summer. For us, it's the difference on whether we renew Steve Bold's contract for another year. So yeah, but I'm going to get into my 1 to 11 for this game. Before I do so, smash a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. I'm going to go with Leno in goal. I think it's completely pointless putting Petr Cech in goal for this game. Not that he would get in goal, he's our Europa League goalkeeper. So Leno for me. I'm going to go with a back 4. I'm going to put Maitland-Niles at right back. I don't think he covered himself in glory the other night. The cross he made for Aubameyang's second goal was unbelievable. The work that he done down that side was fantastic on that goal. But defensively, he was a liability at times. It didn't count for anything. It didn't matter in the end. But, you know, if you're coming up against some better players than Guedes and Rodrigo, you're going to come unstuck and we're going to get isolated. So he needs to dust himself off, and I'd put him back in for this game in a back 4. Other side, I'd put Nacho Monreal. I thought he played really well the other night. He played at centre-back for most of the game and then shifted out to left-back when Kolasinac went off. In the middle, I'm going to put Mustafi. Came on as a substitute towards the end of the game against Valencia. And I thought he'd done all right. I think he's done all right in the last couple of games he's played. He's probably been, well, the 2 league games especially, or the Valencia and the Brighton game, sorry. He was our best centre-back. So I see a nice little gesture he done as well after the Valencia game. He went and gave his shirt to a young kid in the crowd. So yeah, fair play to him. That was a nice little touch from Mustafi. Might not rate him as a player, but that was nice. Next to him, I'm going to put Mavropanos. Nice to see him get a run out again. It would be good. So yeah, stick him in. Midfield, I'm going to go with a 4-2-3-1. So I'm going to stick 2 in front of the centre backs. Mohamed El Neni. Let's play Mohamed El Neni. Let's stick him in. Let's give him a farewell to the fans. Bye-bye. See ya. Next to him, Joe Willock. I thought against Blackpool earlier in the season, I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Barely featured ever since. So stick him in. The kid's a good player, and I want to see him start a Premier League game. In front of them two, I'm going to start a 3. I'm going to put a Iwobi on the right wing. I think he'd be more suited to the right wing. He's naturally right-footed, so he can beat a man and whip a proper cross in, rather than being obvious and cutting back in from the left to the right to cross a ball in. So I'm going to start Iwobi. On the left-hand side, I'm going to start Saka. This kid played against Karabag. I thought he was outstanding. I thought he was rapid, put some nice balls into the box for Nketiah that day. And he was a joy to watch, and he's got something about him that gets you off his seat. So I'm going to start him. In the middle at number 10, I'm going to play Henrik Mkhitaryan. It's 50-50 as to whether he's going to Baku in the first place. What with the tension between their 2 countries, Armenia and Azerbaijan. Arsenal are checking out to see whether it is actually safe for him to enter the country, which in itself is just ridiculous. Whoever put this final there needs to have a long hard look at themselves and investigate it, because it ain't even in Europe. So how is it hosting a final for the Europa League? I don't know. In front of them, I'm dropping both of our strikers. Well, I say dropping them. I think they deserve a rest. I thought they were fantastic against Valencia. Let's put Eddie Nketiah up front. He's come on in a couple of games in the recent weeks, and he has really impressed me. His movement, his will to get the ball, he wants to try and take a man on. Give him a start. We ain't getting 4th. Play the kids. Yeah, maybe have a few backup players on the bench, some of the bigger names, etc. But for me, this is a dead game. Burnley is not. It should be interesting either way. That's my 1 to 11. Let me know what you guys think. Leave it all in the comment section down there. I'm going to go with a score prediction of this game of Burnley 1, Arsenal 1. I don't think we'll win it. Don't care if we don't care if we lose, to be honest with you. It's dead. The game is dead. But yeah, that's my 1 to 11. How I think the game's going to go. We know Burnley will probably look at our starting 11 if it's all changed around like I've picked. And they'll probably have a go. They'll probably fancy themselves. That could be their undoing, especially if we play with Saka, Iwobi, quick players on the counter-attack. But we see that they are a very good defensive outfit, and they like to do set pieces, corners, free kicks. And we've got to make sure we track runners, make sure that we're up for the physical battle and win the right to play football, because you don't just turn up and go, yeah, well, we're Arsenal, we're playing football today. It don't work like that, especially away from home, which is why we've been bantered off all season in away games. So turn up, match their work rate, match their physicality, then you earn the right to play your football. If we do that, I still don't think we'll win it. I still think it'll be a draw. But if we don't do that, we will lose the game. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. Don't forget, my transfer update video will be out at 7 a.m. tomorrow, followed by a starting 11 reaction when that drops, a review after the game, and player ratings after the game. Go back and check out my last two videos, press conference reaction and my transfer update for this morning. Until tomorrow, I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.